As winter takes hold, the countryside changes. Even though you may be thinking of the Christmas holidays, the countryside does not rest. Neither do farmers. The countryside is full of things we associate with Christmas.
Hello, good morning. My name's John Clappison. I'm a farmer just on the outskirts of Beverley, and I grow 200 acres of Brussels sprouts. That's one of the best vegetables you can possibly get. This is a Brussels sprout plant. This would have been planted in this field in April, the end of April, and has grown all summer, and now we're harvesting them just after bonfire night in November.
These sprouts are being harvested by these two men on this special machine. They steer the machine with their feet. The stalks are cut by these blades. They feed the cut plant in here, where the sprouts are stripped off. The sprouts are then taken back to the farm to be sorted, graded and packed. Before being sent to the shops for you to buy and enjoy. You have tried them, haven't you? Special Christmas harvests are also starting. Christmas trees. These have been growing for several years. Here's Rob Hardcastle of Lodge Christmas Trees showing us some Nordham Christmas trees.
Nordham Christmas trees are 3 years old. The Nordhamans are a very slow growing Christmas tree, and this tree will probably take around 7 years before it's saleable. These Nordham Christmas trees are 5 years old. You can see they're growing much stronger now and starting to shape up. That's the difference in how fast they grow. The Nordhamans are a very slow growing tree, and the Norway spruce much faster.
These Christmas trees are being dug up to sell for Christmas. Due to the wet autumn, many farmers are still busy in the fields, harvesting crops like this sugar beet. These sugar beet roots are taken to a factory to have the sugar extracted. They are also harvesting fodder beet, which is similar to sugar beet but is fed to cattle and sheep over the winter. Some are also harvesting maize, which is made into silage, also for feeding to animals. You may have seen maize if you went to a maize maze this year. We saw sheep being sheared last summer. The bales of wool are now being delivered to the wool marketing board. Here the wool will be graded and sold. Look out! The bales of wool are first unloaded. The bales are then weighed so the farmer can be paid for the weight he has delivered. The wool at this stage is called greasy wool. It is full of the natural grease sheep produce to make the fleece waterproof, plus lots of contamination such as dirt, dead skin, sweat residue, pesticide. The fleeces are first sorted and graded. The wool graders are expert at this, having trained for 5 years. We could give them a fleece and they would be able to tell us what breed of sheep it was from and what the wool would be best used for. This is important as different breeds of sheep produce different types and quality of wool, which is suitable for different uses. Once sorted, the wool is then packed into bales of graded wool. Each bale weighing 400 kilograms is then tested for fineness and colour. The graded wool is then sold at auction. Here is the modern high-tech auction. You must be very quiet so the buyers don't lose their concentration, get distracted and miss their bid. Being sold, the greasy wool is taken to Haworth scouring, where it undergoes its first treatments. Different grades of wool are mixed to give the right blend for the end product. The first treatment is scouring, which involves washing, rinsing and then drying the wool. It goes through 8 washes and 1,000 tons a day can be washed. This removes most of the grease and other impurities such as mud, seeds or thorns, which can be picked up by sheep when out in the fields. The grease which comes out of the wool is called lanolin. It is cleaned and purified and used in face and hand cream. The scoured wool is dried. It is now clean and white but very tangled. This clean wool is sucked up by this giant vacuum cleaner and packed into bales ready for the next process. The tangled wool is then passed through a carding machine, which is a series of rotating rollers covered with pointed wire or teeth. It breaks the tufts of wool into individual fibres and removes odd pieces of hay and straw which may remain. If the wool is going to be used for making woolen items such as jumpers and other clothes, or for carpet, then it will be spun. If the wool is going to be used for cloth, then it is combed. The clean untangled wool is combed by running it through a series of teeth, removing short fibres and drawing out long ones to align them in one direction. With the long fibres lying in parallel, a continuous rope or sliver of wool is produced, called a top. Here's the difference before combing and after combing. The top is wound into a ball or bump, ready for spinning. Each bump weighs 22 kilograms. 20 bumps are packed into a bale. So how much does one of these bales weigh? The combed wool is now ready for spinning into worsted yarn, which is used to make cloth. It is very noisy in these factories. Have you noticed what the workers are wearing in their ears? Why is that, do you think? Here are some things made from wool. Many hedgerow plants are traditional decorations used in Christmas celebrations. Why not have a go at using nature to make your own Christmas decorations, like this traditional wreath?
First, we collect some greenery and cones from our gardens.
When you cut a piece of holly, make sure you get a bit of stem.
You will also need a foam wreath ring.
Them. But the first thing we're going to do, because they've got very sharp edge on them, if you were going to put something in there, it might fall out. So the first thing I want you to do is just rub it quite hard. Okay. Right, the next thing we're going to do is put a piece of wire on to hang it up. But if we put the wire straight onto there, it could cut it. So we're going to take the tape, and you could use masking tape, or this is florist tape, but anything really that will stick to it. And we'll take this. So I've got quite a long piece of wire, and I folded it in half, and then I'm going to put it over the tape. So when you hang it up on your door, that might be long enough, and if it isn't, you can just add another longer piece of ribbon, but you've got the hook and it's easier to do it now than when you've finished.
Soak this in water.
Now just keep cutting and adding your greenery.
When you've done it, you can hang it on your door for Christmas. Keep wetting the foam so that it lasts.
Be careful when using scissors and wire.
Growing and eating your own produce will fill you with both delight and a sense of achievement. Discovering our countryside will support your growing in school with how-to videos from our garden. As well as helping you grow your own, we will take this further by highlighting the science, technology and many other areas of the curriculum. That are involved with the simple act of growing and eating homegrown produce in school. The Discovering Our Countryside video diary will allow you to follow the seasonal changes of the countryside and food production. Showing your pupils how farmers grow the carrots, potatoes and peas they would delight in growing themselves. The Teach Discovering Our Countryside virtual learning platform will provide you with the resources to embed this in the curriculum through our series of animal and plant focused themes based around food, farming and the countryside.
Mum? 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 Oh, that's right. What number was she?
So, can sheep count? This complete learning package allows you to bring the farmyard and food production into your classroom learning like never before. Visit the Discovering Our Countryside website now to register free and start bringing the farmyard and countryside into your pupils' learning even on non-farm visit days. Every day, all day.